Alright, hi guys, this is Chris from Justice League Swag. A lot recently, people were asking about budget decks, and DrMyuu, the question of DrMyuu came up, and very recently at our locals, I went undefeated. Well, I should have been undefeated. Long story with that one, I don't want to get into that. But I had pretty easy matchups compared to mostly. The only bad matchup this deck really has is against apes, and gladly I did not run into apes. So round one, I played against Vegeta. This guy was kind of he started playing when the game first started, but then he stopped for a while, so he didn't have a really updated deck. So it was basically a free win. Round two, I played against androids, and honestly, the guy didn't stand a chance. I murdered him. Basically, I didn't swing at him till I had the perfect board set up, because he can't do much. I left him at 7 life, and he was playing the Android 17 later, so he couldn't do much because he wasn't drawing his TNs. Once he got his TNs, he woke himself up and he started to swing out on me. But all I did was take his TN, life break myself, and then killed him. And then I played against the Mirror Leader with a Cell Chain lineup, which was actually kind of scary, one of my harder matchups. But I ended up beating him by taking his cards and killing him with his own cards with Baby Sub Duel again. And then probably my hardest matchup of that night was against Mecha GT. Against Mecha GT, all I had to do was survive, but luckily he couldn't get going at first, so he took him like 3 turns. So I got 3 energy down. I was able to get a few cards on board with using my leader ability for free, so I didn't have to tap out at all. I didn't tap any energy, so at the start of his turn, I had 3 cards on board, all 3 energy standing, and a pretty decent sized hand because all my cards just replaced themselves. Then I played against Pan, which is the one that I technically lost, but after going through and realizing he shouldn't have won because we were in the heat of the moment. It was a pretty tense game. We got pretty hyped about it. He ended up comboing Aqaba's Awakening on a black card. And we didn't catch it, neither did the judge, until afterwards. And me and him both agreed, after we noticed it, that had he not had that Aqaba's Awakening, I would have comboed over his last attack, and I would have won the next turn, because he had gone all out. So technically I went undefeated, but so let's get started. I'm going to start with the 1-drops. Well, of course, my leader is Scheming DrMyuu, regular DrMyuu. When he's before he awakens, once per turn, you can play a Machine Mutant from your hand with 5,000 less power to your board, which is, there's only 2, which is Nat and DrMyuu himself. And then once you awaken, once per turn, you can summon one with 10,000 or less from your hand. So you can go play 1, awaken, then play another one for free. That's 2 free cards you call without tapping any energy. Alright, so let's get into the 1-drop battle cards. 1-drop battle cards, I play the 4 Aqaba. For those decks that try to stall me out, I can awaken myself. It also, this card won me the match against the Mirror player, because I had drawn all 4 of them in 1 turn, and he hadn't left breaking me at all, and I was at 4 energy, so I played Aqaba, swung, played Aqaba, swung, played Aqaba, swung, played Aqaba, swung, and he had to take 90% of the damage because he had already tried not to die beforehand, and I had a huge hand, so I just comboed out and killed him with just Aqabas. Alright, and the other 1-drop I play is the 1 Machine Mutant card I was telling you about, which is Megacon Sigma Nat. When you play him, you get to search your deck for Bazoo, and but your leader card has to be DrMyuu. He's one of the cards you can play free from DrMyuu, so wonderful first turn plays are, okay, call this for free, and then either play another 1-drop or play Planet M2, and just, it's so many plussing off of free. And then the last 1-drop I play is DrMyuu himself. When you play him, you can go through the top 3 cards of your deck, add any Machine Mutant or any card with Baby in its card name. And that means you can grab Baby Sub Duel off for DrMyuu, and it's glorious. Alright, going into the 2-drop battle cards, I play Handy Guru. The reason I play him over the regular Vados, one, they do the same thing, so it doesn't really matter, but he's also counted as a machine mutant. So when I play Dr.Myuu, I can grab him off of Dr.Myuu's ability. Alright, the other 2-drop I play is Megacon Sigma Ribbit. Ribbit, I did one of the same thing. When you play him, you search out Nezzie, which all of the robots just search each other out, and then you make one bigger robot. But then you have Bazoo, which is searched out by Nat. And once you play Bazoo, you get to search out the Ribbit. On to the 3-drops. Let's start with the next robot, which is Commander Nezzie, which is searched out by Ribbit. And once you play Commander Nezzie, you search Nat. Then you can use Commander Nezzie's ability, the Unique Absorb, which is one of the only Unique Absorbs that you can do from hand or field. You absorb a Bazoo or a Ribbit, and you get to search your deck and play a Super Sigma on top of him, which is, he's double strike and then active during main phase. I'll get more into him once I get to the 4-drops. And then the other 3-drop I play is Hidden Ability Generildo. His ability is, all he has is Union Absorb. You have to absorb he absorbs from the drop zone, which is very unique to only this card so far. You grab Nezzie, Nat, Bazoo, and Ribbit, and you get to go into the 5-drop version of him, which I'll explain his abilities once I get to him. On to the 4-drops, the most expensive card in the deck, and that's saying something, which he is only at, I think, $15 right now. The rest of the cards are only, most expensively one is probably Baby Sub Duels, which is like $1. Well, Jiren, because the really bad matchup against the Mecha Apes, he allows me to punch their King, try to get rid of their King Vegeta, because once I get rid of their King Vegeta, I can just board wipe the rest of their battle cards with my abilities. It's just the fact that King Vegeta gives all of them barrier, which stops their abilities from lowering their power, because all of their abilities they choose. On to the other 4-drop, which is the Super Sigma. I only play 2 of them because I only play 3 Nezzie. So if I get to it, I can play it off of the Nezzie ability, or if all my Nezzies are gone, all of the other robots are gone, I can play him regularly and still get off his full abilities, because he's not required to be summoned to the Unique Absorb. And then I play 2 of the 5-drop General Evolved Hyper Meta Rildo, which is what the 3-drop Unique Absorbs into. When he's played, you choose all your opponent's battle cards, and they lose 10,000 power. And if they drop this 0, they die. They're just KO'd. His other ability is, when you attack with him, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards with 10,000 or less power and KO it. He also has Double Strike, it's 25k. And then the main kill card in this deck, which you play over top of the 5-drop, is the 7-drop Meta Rildo Form Perfected. So the combo is, you go into the 5-drop, they all drop by 10,000, and then you EX Evolve on top of him, and his ability, its active main, once per turn, you could pitch a Planet M2 from your hand or your field, drop all their battle cards by another 10,000, and their leader by 5,000 for the turn. So that's all their battle cards getting dropped by 20,000. That's going to kill a good amount of their cards, a good amount of the blockers you have to deal with. So that kills a good amount of stuff you have to worry about. But just the fact that it lowers their leader by 5,000 power is phenomenal. I can't tell you how many times. That's how I beat the Android player. I played this, used his ability, then I played another one on top of it, making his leader 5,000 for the turn. So I had a field full of 1-drops, so I was swinging on him with Nats and Dr.Myuu's, and he had to drop cards from his hand or take the damage. So it was wonderful that I could be like, everything can poke your leader without me comboing. Literally everything. And then, of course, the real MVP of the deck, which is Planet M2. You get the full ability. I've seen a lot of people attack this into other decks. During your battle phase, you can rest it, target a battle card or your opponent's leader, and they lose 5,000 power for that battle. If they hit 0, they die. So a lot of things I did, I would swing at their leader with my leader, combo this, target one of their 1-drops, and it would kill off all their 1-drops. But if you use Dr.Myuu, once you play this, you get to draw the card, so it completely replaces itself. So every single card in this deck, once it's played, it replaces itself in your hand, except for the 7-drop Meta Rildo, because the other ones you can just call from the deck by Union Absorbing. And that's it for the battle card. That was all the battle cards and that, and then I just play the 4 Vados Assistants for the negate. I honestly never really use it. I end up charging them most of the time. I think I used it 1 time against the Mirror player, so I can keep my my Meta Rildo alive to the next turn, so I could lower his powers again. And then last but not least is the baby Sub Duels. I've seen multiple people that play this deck only play maybe 2 or 3 of this. I played it 4 because it works against every deck except for Mecha Apes, or just apes in general. I can't tell you how many times where I've stilled people's cards and killed them with their own cards. Mainly, when I played against the Android player, he had Chilling Terror on board and a TN on board, and I was still at 5 life. I played Baby Sub Duel, took his TN, life broke myself, while also killing his Chilling Terror, allowing me to draw once I awakened. And then I proceeded to kill him that turn with the amount of cards I had in hand, which was like 16 cards in hand. Ended up killing him with his own TN. So that's about it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or comments or anything else. All right.
Chris, can I have your autograph?
Shut up.